If you bought your home 4 or more years ago in Rhode Island, chances are you have a lot of debt equity and a lot of opportunity in that home. Now, if you bought that home as a first-time home buyer and you were excited, but you wanted a home that was larger, had more amenities, and some of the things that you desired, your home just don't have because it was maybe a little bit out of your price range. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you how many savvy sellers in Rhode Island are trading in their first houses they bought maybe a few years back and trading those into bigger, larger homes with the amenities that they wanted when they first decided to buy. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and how savvy sellers are starting to do that all across the state of Rhode Island due to the amount of appreciation we've had over the past couple years. So let's dive right into it. So my name is Chris Lynch with the Alpine Group at Real Brokerage. I've been a real estate agent here in the state of Rhode Island for the past 10 years, and I've had the opportunity to help many great clients either sell or buy homes. So if you're interested in doing so, feel free to reach out to me. Me or my team would love to help you with your next move. So the very first step of learning a little bit more about this process and seeing if it could be a good fit for you is figuring out how much debt equity you actually have in your home. And the very first step of doing that is figuring out what your current home is worth in today's market. Surprisingly, home prices have gone up quite a bit since you probably bought your house years ago. And you might be surprised to see how much equity you actually have inside of your house that you could then take out and apply towards your next home. The very first step of this entire process, if you're curious about trading up into your dream home, really comes down to figuring out what your home is worth. If you bought your home a couple years ago, you might be surprised to learn how much it's actually worth today. Now, if you're curious about your home's value, make sure to click the link down in the description below and you'll be able to get a free automated home value report directly from our website without having to talk to anybody on our team. However, if you're more interested in getting a more in-depth home value report, reach out to me directly and I'd love to come out, take a look at your property and get you a more realistic expectation of what you can sell for if you decided to sell at this current time in this current market. The next step is to calculate the equity that you currently have. Now, this is something that we can also help you do. And what we're going to basically do is take your payoff balance. So that's basically how much you owe the bank at this current time and the amount of money that your property is going to sell for. This is going to give you your equity number, and this is going to give you an idea of how much money you're going to walk away with if you decided to sell. Now, there are some important factors that come into figuring out your equity number that we can help you with specifically. This is something called a seller net sheet. And this is something that we do with all of our sellers to help them figure out what they're going to walk away with after paying attorney fees, tax stamps, and other real estate commissions. This is very important because your equity really is a powerful thing that you can use to buy your next home, get your payment lower, and also pay down any outstanding debts that you might have, including credit card debt, which can also help lower your monthly liabilities and make your expenses much lower, which is an awesome thing, especially today with all the inflation going on. Step number 3 is exploring your financing options. So before we go through this entire process, we want to make sure that we have a great program in place if you're going to finance, and we want to figure out what that monthly payment might look like if you decide to sell your property and use some of the equity. On top of that, we can even crunch some numbers with the local mortgage lender and figure out what your payment would look like depending on how much money you're going to put down in case you want to take some of your equity and stash it away in your bank account, which can be a really cool thing to do, especially if you want to stack some money away for a rainy day. Now, there are some really good financing options, especially options like buy now, sell later, which allows you to shop for your next house before you actually sell your house, which makes this entire process a lot less stressful because so many people wonder, hey, will I actually be able to find the right house for me? Or am I going to sell my house and kind of be stuck renting or doing something that I don't want to do? So we want to avoid this if possible, and using programs like buy now, sell later can be an awesome option to use if this is one of your major concerns. Step 4 is preparing your house for sale. Now, preparing your house for sale is one of the biggest steps, and this is something that we personally will come out and help you with, because preparing your home for sale can make one of the biggest differences in the amount of money you actually walk away with. Because as you know, in residential real estate, people buy houses based on their emotions. And the more we can have people respond positively when they first walk into your property, the higher chances are you're going to get multiple offers offers and end up with a higher sales price. So we have a complete guide called Prep Your Home for Sale, and we'll walk you through that and help consult you so you get the exact outcome that you're looking for when you decide to sell. Step 5 is all about finding your dream home. Before we start this entire process, we want to meet with you and learn more about what you're looking to accomplish so we can figure out what price range you might actually land in to find that dream home. Depending on the size of the home, the location of the home, and the different amenities that you might want within that home really makes a big difference on what price point you'll actually land on. So we want to make sure that we set you up with realistic expectations before we start this entire process. We don't want to waste anybody's time, especially yours. Step 6 is reviewing all offers that come in and negotiating the best possible deal for you. When we do this, we're going to look at all different things, including the amount of the offer, the terms and conditions of the offer, and the specific closing date set so you can plan your move so it's not stressful and you know exactly what your timeline looks like, and we'll find one that fits your timeline best. So I wanted to make this video just to give people ideas and spark curiosity about the idea of trading in their first home for the ideal home that they might have wanted when they first started this process years ago. As homes have increased in value in Rhode Island, people have a lot of dead equity, also known as phantom equity, that's kind of just sitting in their houses, not doing much and not doing much heavy lifting. So if you want to explore your options as somebody that has owned a house for a couple years and might have some equity built up, definitely reach out to us because we'd love to come up with a game plan. Even if you decide to stay exactly where you're at least you'll have some different ideas, and when you're ready, you're ready. So feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help. Thanks again for tuning in, and you have an awesome day.